Hi, parents of Redeemer Youth. It's Pastor Dan. I wanted to share a few quick words of encouragement with you based on some things I've been thinking about this week. This upcoming Sunday, I'm preaching a sermon focused pretty heavily around anxiety, the fear that we have about the things that are to come, and just how relevant of a topic that is in this season. I ran across a podcast that recently came out featuring one of my former professors, Dr. Ed Welch, who is a counselor at the Christian Counseling Education Foundation. And he was recording a podcast on anxiety. He wrote a book recently on the topic. And in it, he had this great piece of encouragement. And I wanted to share it with you. That way you didn't have to listen to the whole podcast. I'm going to include it in with this email message so you can find it and listen to it if you want. But Dr. Welch encouraged parents and youth workers that in this season there's going to be a strong temptation to act like we are the teachers and our children are students who need to be taught, and we need to be immovable and emotionless, that it's not about our fear and our suffering, but it's primarily about our kids, and we need to teach them how to respond faithfully to that. But I think he makes a good point that in this season we have a great opportunity not to act like teachers who are sort of above it all, but we have the opportunity to model how it is that we walk by faith whenever we face fear and anxiety. So I would encourage you, during these times, you're probably getting to spend some more time with your youth, with your children. Let me encourage you to open up in age-appropriate ways, but open up with your children about ways that you are feeling fear and anxiety caused by this quarantine and the virus. Share some things that are burdening your heart, but then use that same time to model for your children ways that we can bring our fears to the Lord. That way they see us not just as someone who is above the sufferings of this life, but they can begin to see the adults in their lives not as above it all, but sufferers as well as those who are in need of the grace of God. And we can model what it looks like to walk by faith. So again, let me encourage you to open up with your anxieties, but to also show them what we do with our anxieties. We bring them to the Lord. We cast our fears upon Him, and He will comfort. He will guide us. So those are a few thoughts. If you would like to talk, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. You probably have my email address at this point. I've sent it out a lot, but feel free to text or call as well. High schoolers have a Google Hangout on Sunday at 6:30. I'll be sending a link out for that a little bit later. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and I will see you again soon.